Hey guys, Joshua Neal here, and today we're taking a look at Comanche by In This Moment. Remember, if you enjoy the lesson, please click like and let me know. You can also leave me a comment or a question or a request for a song you'd like me to do in the section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future updates, and as always, grab that full note and tab transcription so that you can practice this one at home. Alright, let's get to it. So first we'll need to get our bass in tune. In This Moment tunes to drop B on this song, which from low to high on a 4-string bass is B, F sharp, another B, and E. However, this song really only takes place on the low string, so if you're only going to be playing through this song and you don't feel like retuning all of your strings, all you need to do is take your low E string down to a B, and you'll be all set. You can play the entire song. If you have a 5-string and it's tuned to standard tuning, you don't need to do anything. You can actually just leave it where it is, play everything on the lowest string, the low B, and you'll be just fine. I am playing this song with a pick because that's what it sounds like the bass player for this song is doing, although I have seen him play live with his fingers. I think it could go either way. I'm going with a pick because I want those really nice clicky sounds when we do all these muted notes that I'm about to talk about. So let's dive into it, looking at riff number 1. This is the main riff of the song. It looks something like this. So what we're doing there is we're actually muting the string. We're playing what are called ghost notes or dead notes on the low E string. I'm going to call it the E string even though it's a B just to keep things simple. And the way I'm doing this is I'm lightly pressing down on the string. I'm not actually putting any pressure on the string. I'm just lightly touching it so that when I pick it, all I get is that dead percussive attack sound. If I press down too hard, I'm going to start to get notes, especially if I'm down tuned. It doesn't take too much pressure to get these strings down when they're tuned this far. This is also where the pick comes in handy, makes these dead notes jump out a little bit better. You can still do this with your fingers, it'll work just fine. But again, I'm going with a pick on this one. So rhythmically, what we're doing there is we're resting on beat 1 and then we're doing and 2 and. We're keeping a nice even 8th note pattern here. We're just leaving out the first one. So that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Now on the 4th repetition of this rhythm, I'm going to grab the 1st fret of the low string. I'm going to play that open, no muting on that one. Still and 4 and. I'm going to go back through and do the ghost notes again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. The first and the second time through this riff, I'm going to jump up to the 6th fret of the low string. I'm going to play that same rhythm there. And 4 and. So the first 2 times through riff number 1, I will have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That'll happen the first 2 times. If you want these low notes to sound really, really good, definitely either be playing through a preamp or some kind of light overdrive or distortion. That'll help these dead notes really, really stick out. Other than that, you want to make sure that you're muting the string in a place that doesn't have a good natural harmonic. If you mute over, say, the 5th fret or the 7th fret, or even the 4th fret a little bit, you're going to get those natural harmonics that we hear, those bell tones. Past the 3rd fret, from the 3rd fret on down to the nut, there are harmonics there, but they're much, much more difficult to get out. So if you're muting around the 1st or the 2nd fret, you'll get the nice dead sound out of this. If you're too close to the nut, however, you'll get essentially a palm mute. You can actually palm mute from over here. It doesn't have to be down here on the bridge. You can actually do a little bit of palm muting over here as well. So you want to be somewhere between the middle of the 1st fret to the end of the 1st fret, maybe up through the 2nd, and maybe a little bit into the 3rd. This area of the bass will give you nice clear dead notes. All right, continuing on, the third time through riff number 1, we're gonna have this, this transitional riff that gets us into the next one. So we've come out of the measure of dead notes, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Instead of having that rest at the beginning of the measure like we normally do, we're gonna jump right up to the 6th fret, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 6th fret, another 6th fret, 2 quarter notes there, then we'll have 5th fret to the 3rd fret, and then we're gonna slide up to the 10th fret and catch that on beat 4. So that would be 6, 6, 5, 3, slide, 10. And if you want to just kind of grease into that 10th fret, you can actually pick the string a little bit before you get to the 10th fret. And give it a little bend if you want, just to put some flavor on it. That goes into riff number 2, which is the pre-chorus. You could do this up on the A string, but because we just slid up to the 10th fret, it makes much more sense to do it up here on the 12th fret, which is where we are going to start. We're doing nice even 8th notes here. We've got 12th fret, 2 of those, 10th fret, another 2 on the 12th fret, another 10. So we're going 12, 12, 10, 12, 12, 10, up to the 13th fret, and we're going to finish it out, almost finish it out there. 2 on the 13th fret, so we finished out the first measure there. Then we've got 2.5 beats still on the 13th fret, 1 and 2 and 3. Then we're going to jump down to the 10th fret to finish it out, and 4 and. So all the way through that riff number 2 is going to be 12, 12, 10, 12, 12, 10, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 10, 10, 10. Or if I'm counting it out with beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to play that 4 times, and then I'll go into riff number 3, which is the chorus. This one's super easy. It's a full measure of the open low string, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then 2 more beats on that, 1 and 2 and. Then I'm going to jump up to the 1st fret, and I'm going to play that for 2 beats, 4 times, 3 and 4 and. So that whole riff altogether is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm going to play that 4 times, then we'll go into riff number 4. Riff number 4 is just riff number 1 again with some variations, so I'll just talk through it real quick. You're going to do the ghost notes to the 1st fret like you did before. Then you'll do the ghost notes to the 6th fret. Then we get into where the vocals come back in. This is just a little variation here. Instead of going to the 6th fret, you're going to keep coming back to the 1st fret like you normally do. And you'll do that 3 times. Then you'll have a measure of the ghost notes again. And then you'll do that transitional riff. 6, 6, 5, 3, slide to 10. So we've got. And that takes us into riff number 5. This is a lot like riff number 2. It's got a little bit of variation in it, and this is actually the riff that we're going to see again later in the song, so we'll talk through it. It starts much the same way though. We're on the 12th fret up here. Since we just did the big slide to 10, we stay on 12. We go 12, 12, 10, 12, 12, 10, 13, just like we did. The first 3 times on this one, instead of coming down to the 10th fret on those last 3 hits of the measure, we're going to go to the open low string. So that first, second, and third ending is going to be 13, 2, and 3, open, 4, and. So the first 3 times through this riff, we will have 12, 12, 10, 12, 12, 10, 13, 1, and 2, and 3, open, 4, and. First 3 times we're going to do it like that, and then the 4th time, the final time, you're just going to stay up on the 13th fret. You're not going to go down to the open or anywhere else. You're just going to stay put all the way through the measure. So riff number 5 going to the 4th ending would be 12, 10, 12, 10, 13, then stay put 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That takes us to riff number 6, which is exactly the same as riff number 3. It's the opens to the first, and you'll play that 4 times. Then we get to riff number 7, which is the bridge. This one can be a little tricky just because it's mostly groupings of 3 instead of groupings of 4, so it can get a little lopsided if you're not used to playing this kind of riff, but we'll break it down, make it nice and easy. Starting up on the 6th fret of the low string, we're going to have 1 hit on 6. Then we're going to have 3 hits on the 5th fret. And then 3 hits on the 4th fret. 3 hits on the 3rd fret. 3 hits on the 2nd fret. And then 2 hits on the 1st fret. And then 1 hit on the open string, just to let us jump back up. So those first 2 measures in riff number 7 are 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 0. 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 0. Second time through, almost exactly the same. We'll do 1 hit on 6, 3 hits on 5, 3 hits on 4, 3 hits on 3. And this is where it changes. We only have 2 hits on 2. And then we're going to do this not quite a quarter note triplet rhythm that's really, really popular in heavy metal. And that's all going to be on the 1st fret. It's a dotted 8th to a 16th tied to another 8th to an 8th note. So the dotted 8th note takes up the same amount of time as 3 16th notes. The 16th tied to the 8th takes up the same amount of time as 3 16th notes. And then the 8th note takes up the same amount of time as 2 16th notes. So it can be easier to think of it, and a 16th note is half as long as an 8th note. So these, if you're breaking down the rhythm this way, these rhythmic divisions you're doing in your head are going to be half as long as what we were just playing. I'm going to go through the last 2 measures of that riff nice and slow, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, how you can break it down to make it a little bit easier. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let me do that again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If you're still having a little bit of trouble counting it, and it's something that you feel more comfortable picking up by listening, go back and listen to the track at that particular point. The entire band does that rhythm, so it's not too difficult to learn it by rote as well. Moving into riff number 8, this is a lot of variations on that main riff. The big one that we need to talk about is the second line from the bottom on the second page of the transcription, because there's a little fill in there that's based around that transitional riff. The first line, though, is the usual pattern. You're going to do that twice. When the Gothic style male vocals come in, this is where this second line starts, where you're going to be doing the variation. So if you're having trouble counting, that's what you want to listen for when that kind of medieval choir comes in the back. The first two measures are going to be the same. Ghost notes going to the first fret. Second time through, you'll have the ghost notes for one measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you're going to jump right up to the 6th fret like you would for that transitional riff. But instead of playing quarter notes, instead of hitting the 6th fret twice, you're going to hit it 4 times. 1 and 2 and to the 5th fret, 3rd fret, slide up to the 10th fret. So instead of going 6, 6, 5, 3, 10, you're going to go 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 3, 10. And the bass is the only instrument that does this. It's really, really tough to hear on the recording because his bass tone is kind of muddy and it's mixed pretty low. It's also a weird place to have this particular fill, but that's what happened, and that's what he did there. Moving ahead, you're going to go back to the main riff. And you're going to play that 3 times. The only thing that makes this a little bit different is instead of having that transitional riff where you go and then into the next riff, the riff number 2 that we normally see, you're going to go right from the third fret, the 6th fret here, and you're going to hop right up to that next riff. Moving to riff number 9, this is exactly the same as the second riff number 2, the one that goes down to the open strings. It's exactly like that one, so we're not going to talk about it. Riff number 10, exactly the same as the other riff number 3s. Just the opens to the 1st fret. The only difference here is you're going to play it 8 times. It's a double chorus to get you out of the song. And that moves into riff number 11, which is exactly the same as riff number 7, except we only play it the 1 time. So I'll break that one down again. 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, open. 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. And that's it. There it is, guys. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, be sure to click like and let me know. You can also leave me a comment or a question down below, as well as requests for any songs you would like me to cover. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future updates, and if you haven't done it yet, be sure to grab that full note and tab transcription so that you can practice at home. And until next time,